Ontario continues to open up today. The province entered stage 3 of its reopening plan, and that's got many people excited, including our CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick, who joins us from Toronto. Megan, a bit of good news finally to talk about. Some businesses are opening, I think behind you as well. Tell us about some of the changes people will see in the province today.
Well, I can tell you, Hannah, the owner of this restaurant behind me is certainly excited that starting today, indoor dining is finally allowed in Ontario after months of not being allowed to serve customers inside. Right here at this restaurant at Sarah's Cafe, there's no one inside. It's a nice day in Toronto, but the patio is packed. And the owner's saying they're lucky they have a patio, and they've got some loyal customers who are willing to sit on it, even if it's raining. This restaurant, like others in Ontario, have been relying on takeout and delivery, and just recently patios allowed to open to help them survive this pandemic. But the owner of this restaurant telling me she misses indoor dining too. Here's why.
I miss the cacophony of a restaurant that's really busy. I miss hearing people laughing and clinking glasses and cheering and, the chatter and the cutlery clattering around and the pots and pans banging around and just the hustle and bustle of it all. I miss that chaos. So I'm hoping when we get back to the indoor dining, we'll be back in the thick of it.
She, like other restaurant owners I've talked to in this neighborhood, had to lay off a lot of their staff, Hannah. They're happy to be able to try and hire some of them back. One of the other key changes in Ontario today is gyms being allowed to open as well for indoor personal training and fitness classes. Again, they are a major industry that had to pivot during the pandemic. I talked to one gym owner just down the street who talked about how tough of a year it's been for owners like her.
It was devastating. I mean, half of our staff had to be laid off. We had to change all of our programming. We never did anything online before, and so that was a big thing. Also trying to readjust to be able to teach classes outside was a real challenge. And we've lost 70% of our members so far. We're hoping to get them all back, but it's been so long that we've been closed that it's hard to keep people motivated.
So, Hannah, it's a tough road ahead still for these businesses to try and get their business back over the coming weeks and months. Business owners I've been talking to encouraging people to keep shopping local, go get a haircut, go have a drink on a patio or a meal to help these businesses. Some of the other key changes in Ontario to note: you can get together with more people in Ontario today, up to 100 for social gatherings outside, 25 inside. Capacity limits have been lifted on retail stores. Now the number of people allowed inside a store is dictated by the number of people that can spread apart by 2 meters. Another key change, good news for music lovers. Concert venues open once again in Ontario today, along with movie theaters and other performing arts venues. They are limited, though, in their capacity to 50%. And what doesn't change in Ontario today, masks must still be worn in indoor public places, Hannah.
Okay, it feels like we're starting to get there, Megan, after talking about this for so long and so much bad news. It feels pretty good, but we're only in stage 3. There is another stage after that. How long is this stage expected to last?
Well, step 3, the government is saying, will last at least 21 days. For step 3 to kind of come to an end, certain vaccination targets, though, need to be met in Ontario. The government has set 80% for eligible Ontarians getting 1 dose and 75% getting their 2nd dose as the threshold in order for Ontario to come out of step 3 and for the current restrictions now to be lifted. The chief medical officer acknowledges that is an ambitious goal. There's a ways to go. Vaccination going well in Ontario, but they're not near those targets yet for 2nd doses. But he's saying he's confident that Ontario can do it, and that he's confident that step 3 will go well and safely. But again, health officials warning the pandemic is not over, Hannah, especially with the Delta variant circulating, which is known to be more transmissible. Health officials still urging people, as it is feeling more normal and more things are reopening, to still be careful, follow the protocols, and go get vaccinated.
Okay, Megan, appreciate it. The CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick in Toronto.